The current spoiler warning level is Deep Crimson.
Friends and folks, for this episode, you're looking at a spoiler warning level of Deep Crimson. We're talking about some machines from Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans Season 2, and literally the very end of that show. This is extremely spoilery. If you are not ready for all of Iron-Blooded Orphans to be spoiled, like any GGP listeners probably wouldn't be, then this is your cue to tap out. Otherwise, please enjoy the episode. Oh, also, video audience. It's about 16 minutes into this episode that I remember to hit record on the video, which is, airheaded move on my part. But I went ahead and listened back and recreated what we did more or less. So you're going to have video for this first 15 minutes. It is not actually what the video was. It's close enough. But if you're, paying close attention, it'll be like, hey, they're talking about this being a slightly different color. I pulled up the wrong, I did the best I could, It's viewable. And then at 15 minutes, it switches over to the proper footage because I remember to hit record. But anyway, sorry about that. Hello, friends and folks, and welcome back to another episode of Mechanista and G, where Dylan claims to like a podcast, but seems to have forgotten all of it. I'm Six Statmar.
I'm Dylan. What? Hold on. I can. Multiple things can be liked for. Why are you being cruel to me? Explain yourself. Why?
So Dylan was posting on Blue Sky, and I lost, I lost track of part of the thread. It was something about Dark Souls being a shield person, right?
I started with that, and then I was talking about the thrusting shields in the Elden Ring DLC and how they're cool. And then I just posted a picture of the Dynasty Warriors 4 render of Sauron, and went, this is also why Sauron rules. And then Six decided to take objection with me saying that the Spirit Shield is why Sauron is cool, because I wasn't acknowledging the history. But that's because that's a different topic.
No, it's not. You said why Sauron rules. You didn't say part of why Sauron rules. You didn't say
you are
this is one of the things about him that rules.
Literal in my the interpretations of my words.
Well, the other thing is, I think that design's fucking stupid. But
I like the spear strap to the shield. I think it's kind of cool.
It doesn't even make sense, and not because like that wouldn't work, but because if you look at the way it's bound, the fucking spear would move. It's not even secured.
I mean, look, it's a video game weapon. It's fine. I'd rather them still be doing fun stuff than that, like that. Unlike 6, where they were like, what if we just made everyone use pole arms? Or, I guess 7 and 9 also change it. Though at least it's a flail, which is more interesting. 6 is the one that always, whenever I look at, the changed weapon types, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? In terms of Dynasty Warrior games. So I'm like, yeah, most of them would be using pole arms, because that is the common soldier weapon. But that's not fun in a Dynasty Warriors game.
Okay.
Not only that, and I'm a polearm liker, but here's the thing. Hold on. Why am I spacing on his name? The other South. The one that always gets me is, he's the South general who dual wields, he's dual-wielding halberds in his final battle before he dies, and it rules. And I am.
You don't mean Dian Wei?
Dian Wei, yes, I do mean Dian Wei. And I think it's really funny that
I don't know Dynasty Warriors like that, but
Well, no. That's what he does in Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Oh, That's true. That's a good point. I was
the problem is in Dynasty Warriors they give him an axe, and I'm like, wait, no. Why would you do that? He dual wields halberds in his final battle. Anyway.
But part of the thing that makes him special is that it is a notable, like, dramatic moment in his final battle that he does it. So if you had him do it all the time, that would kind of undermine the point.
I mean, yeah, but look, it's like how Xiahou Dun always has an eye patch no matter what, even when it's before his eye patch. You just gotta go roll with it.
That's true. Though that happens pretty early.
That does happen really early. Dynasty Warriors should fully render him eating his eyeball.
I would be okay with, like, them... They should at least have this scene. I would be okay with them, like, cutting in such a way that you didn't see anything. Yeah. I agree with you, but, like, I suspect that's not ever going to happen. But, like, at the very least, we have to have this scene.
Yeah. I'd have to play some of them again, because I mean, there are so many cutscenes in those games. That's the thing that's always impressive when you play those, is there's a lot of cutscenes, and there's a lot of, like... My favorite is when you have the things where you can pick your character, and then it will alter cutscene dialogue, including it not making sense, in very funny ways. Anyway, what is the top middle one? Is that just, like, a custom one of some sort?
That's like the like, nuclear motor or whatever the fuck, you know, that line.
Okay. I was looking at it, and all just I could think of with it is, it just looks very, what is it? The amplified line of the, what are the little guys? Wataru.
I don't think I know those guys. Anyway,
yeah, well, one second, sorry. I was grabbing the...
okay.
Well, because there's the Ryujin Maru, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the Ryujin Maru's upgrade. Here it is. It is the Ryo Maru. And, you know... That's not what that normally looks like. This is the amplified one. It's normally a little guy, because Wataru is the little guys.
Sure. Why not?
Like so. That's what they normally look like. But they did the amplified line where they were like, what if we made non-SD versions of them? Anyway. Alright, well...
Alright, and then I need a... Okay. Get you a... Oh, come on. Why is this so fucking small? MAHQ, are you better at this? The answer's probably yes. Fucking... There's no reason this image should be this bad. Because, you know, it's not a request week, so we're just rolling
Yeah, no, this
from
is
Gundam.
Something from Gundam.
It's just like, you can't fucking have... You can't show me that you're... fucking art of this machine from Gundam is fucking like 300 by 150. You fuck off.
Alright.
Oh boy. Okay, do we have to...
I mean, a 300 by 150 could be hard to guess. With a small portion of it.
I might have to get you... You know, I'm just going to shut up and post it, and you'll have to make deal.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. I wonder if this is just a machine that doesn't have a lot of art. I'll have to look. Because I know after... I did send Chris the Tyrant Sword stuff afterwards, because I was like, oh wait, right, I should do that.
There you go, there's a big knee.
Okay.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Shit, I gave away too much information.
Yes, I never would have guessed. Ooh. This is an interesting one. Is this... the... Ooh, my guess is gonna be... Oh, what are they called? Is this the gun node?
The goof. This is not the gun node.
Okay. It looks like a very Yanase-esque art style to me, but... Okay.
The gun node has, like, right in this part of the thigh here, has, like, a heatsink looking bit.
Right. Just couldn't remember. It was the color also that was, you know, making me think that.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Oh.
Would it help if I also said this is not Yanase?
No, this is... Okay, is this an Ebikawa design?
This is an Ebikawa
Okay. Because they do have a similar art style, so I don't feel too bad about getting that wrong. Like it's weird, right? Because, like, you see enough of their designs and you're like, okay, you can kind of see differences, but they have a lot of similarities. And, I mean, to be fair, they worked in the same Dojin circle and all that, too, for a while, so... Okay, so Ebikawa design. Okay. Is this... Ooh. This isn't... No, this isn't a graze of any sort. Ooh.
I think we did the grays.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, wait, we did the grays. And the only ones that are like that color nearly are the Ein, and the Ein doesn't have white armor plates like that on it. So it's like,
hang on a second. Okay, yeah, no, that's very funny.
What?
Okay. No, I'm not gonna...
I mean, you don't have to say, but I am like, wait, why are you laughing?
Wait... It's complicated. We'll talk about it in a second.
Okay.
Because I think the unit I have posted here, the Niev, I think we have discussed, but we haven't discussed a related unit that we would have done at the same time, and it's bizarre that we didn't.
What?
Okay. It's really strange that we wouldn't have done that.
I mean, if it was an old enough episode...
I mean, technically, the one I've posted here, we haven't.
Okay. Oh, wait, well...
But it's...
Okay.
Yeah, it's...
Is this one of the Jinxes?
This is not a Jinx.
Okay, it's not a Jinx.
I mean, it's obvious to say this, but you are obviously in the right era. This is obviously very modern style.
Well, I mean, this is the problem, is Ebikawa's art, whether it's for 00 or for G-Witch, is all kind of, like, similar, you know? So it's like... I'm, like, looking at this, because I was thinking, like, the Jinx Superbia, or something, or, like, the Jinx 4. But then, no, the white joint is really throwing me off.
Okay, I'm going to give you...
Give me a bit more.
This is fun. I'm
No.
I'm going to give you the same one.
Okay.
But what you are looking at is a pilot's custom. The art of the normal one is in black and white. Here's a different pilot's.
Oh! Is this the Reginlaze?
This is the Reginlaze. And we've covered the standard unit, but this is the S, the 08s, and we haven't covered the JJC, the Julia.
Weird.
Right? It's like, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I mean, you know, not super serious about this, but kind of bad job us.
Yeah, well... Oh, it's because the Grays was episode 5. Of Mechanista
okay. Yeah, well, that would do it.
Yeah.
We did not have a method back
We did not
then.
have a method, yeah. We were still feeling things out. Okay, this explains a lot. It was like... That's so funny. Okay, that is an interesting color scheme on the left, because is that supposed to be Julia's?
That's supposed to be Julia's.
Because that is not... Or Julietta's, sorry, my name... Because Julietta's should be more green, like this.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've thought, but that's going based on the wiki.
Well, the wikis is just taken from the website, like the IBO website.
Well, this is the one from MAHQ.
It's probably from a scan, which is higher quality.
But then the colors.
I think the colors got washed out. Yeah. Which, I mean, that happens a lot. I mean, this is like, you know, I need to find that infamous image of all the different Zaku 2 colors over the years.
It's a shame because I really like this color scheme.
Yeah. Here we are. This is a classic, relatively older image, but because of just like the different Zaku types, or the different Zakus in print. here we go. Depending on which book and which scans and the quality of the scans, you can see that the Zaku can differ quite greatly in the greens.
I figured this was a case of me not knowing enough, and it was like she had a 08 and then a 08s.
Yeah,
but...
no, well, and it's funny, too, because here's the thing, then you have the kit, and, like, the kit also makes it really obvious.
The kit is, like, a brighter green.
Yeah.
It's, like, really...
Or I guess that's actually that's the standard type, that's not hers. Because hers has the white on it, that's the mass production one.
Yeah, here is hers.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway. Alright, so... Well, we never talked about the S-type, specifically.
I mean, so in that case, we should be working off of EOX here.
Yeah, which, I mean... It's the Reginlaze, but it adds an antenna, and then... Or,
I mean, yes. How long ago was episode 5?
Yeah,
Dylan?
no. I mean, I'm
No one
I'm
remembers.
more. It's me being bothered. I'm like, man, what the fuck were we doing in episode 5? Anyway, okay. Well, I'll re-describe it because it's been so long. So the Reginlaze, starting with the head. The head is rounded around the top. Is elongated front to back. It almost has, the way the head is set up above is almost like it has a mouth on top. And in the case of EOX here, it has a horn in the middle of the head. And then, so, the upper armor for EOX is in, like, this sort of, I mean, it's meant to be, like, black, basically, but,
Fuck.
What?
Sorry, video people. I forgot to hit record.
Oh, well, that's fine. Anyway, the upper part here is, black for the armor, and then the lower part is yellow. Well, like a kind of a mustardy yellow, I guess. It's dark.
Yeah. Or, I mean, honestly, it feels like a kind of like a slightly worn, like, cat machine, like a fucking, like, construction.
Yeah. I like EOX colors
Yellow.
a lot on these things, is the thing, but...
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and then on the lower part of the head, that is in the yellowish, you have the sensor, the external sensor, which is like a little square, like, camera embedded in where you would expect the mouth to be. Around the head, you have some blockier armor. It goes around the cheeks, goes around the front, and gives the head a little bit of a chin. Has some vents on the, like, sides of it, and the sides kind of protrude a bit, like, flatly. And then you have a bar going around the back of the head. And as is shown on the illustration on the right, the area that I said looks like a mouth can, in fact, open like a mouth. It has, like, a little sensor it has, like, a stronger sensor on the inside that itself is, like, 3 sensors in this case. So, these are, when it is doing long-distance shooting and whatnot, these pop open for it to more finely aim than the more close-range sensor that is the default. For the torso, you've got armor plates around the sides of the collar area. You've got... So, the interesting thing with the way that the Graze frame is set up here, you don't actually have... It's not very armored. There's a lot of inner frame. You've got some yellow armor on top. You've got these little black bits of armor underneath on the pectoral areas. In between the black and the yellow armor, you can actually see parts of the generators in there. Like the circular drum-looking generators. You can also see, like, a big one on the back. Because by default, this unit doesn't really have a backpack. It's just kind of bare. Funnily, this is the era where they were introducing, like, the 3mm holes, so it does have, these little, like, holes in there, which, I mean, it makes sense. I can't remember if we ever see any of the Reginlazes have a back attachment, is the thing. I don't remember if any of them, have boosters for when in space or not. Okay, yeah, they do. They do have space use boosters, okay. Just to show those, because it's been a while since we covered that episode, here's what the space use boosters look like. You can see they've got like a little vernier at the base, and then some thrusters on the larger ones on the bottom. And then they are movable.
Besides, God only knows if we actually covered those at the time.
Yeah, who knows. But yeah, and then a lot of the torso, though, besides like the middle portion and then those little bits of pectoral armor, you also get some armor like that pops on the sides of the torso and like under the arms and a little bit of the back. But then you've got these large ribbon cables sticking out from underneath. You've got some bare like pistons in the middle, and then you just have the structural like spine basically there, and then the spine plugs into a large circular plate base plugged into the waist section. For the arms, the shoulders, not including the armor itself, but you just have like bare frame shoulders that are just these big circular parts that are plugged into the torso. Attached to the ends of these, you have some armor that is like three-sided armor. It's largest in the middle, and then it has these two, like a little bit that protrudes around the front and a little bit that protrudes around the back to protect it. And they're just these large plates kind of plugged into the sides of the shoulders. Then for the bicep, it's bare frame on the front of it. You have some armor around the back. The bicep armor kind of continues down and protects, instead of having protruding like, usually the forearm gets the elbow armor a lot of the time, but this time it's the bicep that actually pops down and protects the joint there, which is interesting. And then for the forearm, the armor kind of is thinned out where the joint is and then just kind of widens into a, like, you know, standard kind of boxy shape. You do have a hard point on the undersides of the arms that is built into the frame, just for any attachments. For the hands, this is kind of an interesting thing. These hands actually have like a weird armor setup. Instead of your usual hand covers going on, you've got these like square bits of armor that wrap around the wrist, and then you've got like a pentagonal bit at the, like on the back of the palm that, you know, the point of it goes a little bit ahead. But then you have a lot of bare hand there that is like, the hand has a circular palm and like back of the hand area, and then, you know, the fingers protrude from there. It's just a weird looking hand compared to, you know, your typical gun hands. For the waist, you've got a bit of plate armor on the crotch, and on the rear skirt you get these two little like plates of armor just kind of bopped into the back there. For the legs actually very much emulate the shoulders, like at the base, where it's just these big, you know, open frame, circular ball joints that have armor on the outside. It's even the same design as the shoulder armor that protects, you know, the sides and then a little bit of the front and rear of the leg. For the remainder of the thigh, you actually just have a lot of black armor protecting around the front, though it is bare on the back. And then as we go down to the leg, the joints have these little, like, almost like little wing protrusions on the side that, like, go back and up, on each side, which is kind of neat. You've got a little bit of yellow armor below the, like, I guess it is the knee there, because the rest of that above it is the thigh. So you got these, like, little yellow knee bits of armor there that are not, kind of small feeling. And then, the rest of the leg armor is black. It thins out as it goes down. You've got, a little bit of ankle armor protecting, like, the joint connection for the foot. And then the feet are these very tall, like, they're not really high heels, though. These are weird. The feet are weird here. The like, armor on the front of the foot is tall, and it does have a heel on the back piece that is tall, but it's actually, like, very flat-footed, like the actual base of the foot here.
It feels like it resembles, like, a foot in a high heel, but then it is resting in just a normal, like, sandal.
Yeah, it's really strange. It's kind of, it's neat looking, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, and we do have, actually, just to show it, in color from the back. We do have tiny art of Eox from behind, but it's just very tiny, and also uses you can even see the difference in the scan quality, like here. I mean, this is just a thing with like a lot of this art that ends up being a bit weird. Is obviously you're gonna have the digital colors printed online that'll probably look most like the show, but then when those colors get printed in a book, even the printing process is going to look different, and then the scan process is going to look different. I feel like it's a lot more noticeable with the more modern shows, just because all the art is done digitally, so it's like a lot easier for it to be kind of inconsistent, like it's noticeable, as opposed to, say, the Zaku, when you're already looking at like older cell animation and whatnot, where things might be drawn a bit or colored a bit inconsistently in the first place. Just a thing of note. So the equipment that Eox uses has a special long-range railgun. This weapon rules. I love the way this thing looks. It's unfortunately not very good in the setting. Well, I'll talk about that, basically. So, the gun, connects to... First, an external pack connects into the rear skirt area. It's this large box, which I believe this is actually like an ammo pack, possibly even, because there's a belt feeding into it. Though it might be for energy, I don't know, for sure. Then we've got, the belt connects into the gun. The gun itself is like... The base of it is long. It has a big vent on the back of it. It's got a little, like, circular handle that is mounted in a way where it can, like, rotate around, like, in a U-shape around the bottom of the gun. And then it has a secondary handle towards the front. A thing of note with this gun is that also when it is not in use, it can fold. Also, let me just get this art of the gun separate. Here we are here. Yeah, okay, so that is the magazine on the back, because it is labeled as the magazine here. And so, yeah, it basically has two different handles on it, for gripping it, and then as you hit towards the front, instead of being circular, which, like, the middle of it is, it then ends with, like, a very boxy square barrel. The barrel itself has a bunch of little vents towards the end of it.
The handle style, this is already a spoilery episode. This is going even further into the future, but also this is a really well-known design, so I don't feel too bad. The handle style here, the secondary handle, really reminds me of Choo-Choo's Demi Trainer.
Yeah, which, I mean, also an Ebikawa design, so...
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I think they both have the same gimmick, too, because can Choo-Choo's fold? I can't remember.
I don't think Choo-Choo's can fold.
Okay, this one can. I'll show that on the model kit, because it's actually not, funnily enough, it's not in the art, but, because I have this on the model kit, here we are, for the parts pack here, as you can see, the barrel is able to fold back. It's on that little circular area, and then, flip over the top for storage.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So that's fun. And yeah, it's a neat gun. It's kind of the one thing that Eox has over the other ones, because otherwise... Oh no! Actually, the sword is unique. Sorry, I didn't realize this. Right, because I think the others are still using... Julietta uses the Tonfa. I don't even know what the standard one uses, because we don't really see a lot of standard Reginlazes, I feel like.
Hang on. I saw art of this just a minute ago.
Yeah.
In fact, here... Well, so... This is, like, a ceremonial one at, like, parade, basically.
Uh-huh.
You can see that sword there.
Okay, yeah, so there's the Knight's Sword there. Okay. Well, this Knight's Sword is normally known for being used with the Grey's Ritter, which, from Season 1, this is, like, the one that Carta's forces use. And, yeah, it's just the same kind of large Knight's Sword, It's got a fancy little... hilt. It's got a big blade on it. It's a sword. Like a lot of weapons used in IBO, it is very simple in its function. Anyway, so yeah, those are the...
Okay. hang on. So since that's the ceremonial one, we do have art. It might just use this like combining like rifle sword thing.
Oh, right, yeah, because there is that. It's because it's got all the different attachments. Like I said, it's just interesting because we don't really see a lot of normal Reginlazes, I feel like. We usually see Julietta and Eok in them. Because I feel like even in Season 2, we tend to see...
Grazes.
Just regular grazes used by most of the forces, yeah. Which is just... It's interesting. Anyway, so yeah, with the weapons, though, it's very funny, because again, the railgun looks pretty impressive when it's firing. You know, it's got a very long barrel, it has if I remember right, it has a distinct sound. But, just due to the nature of armor and IBO, it's still kind of a plinker, in terms of, like, when it hits a mobile suit, it just kind of plinks. Now, admittedly, we mostly see this used against the Hashmal, which is a huge thing. So maybe it's not entirely like fair to the gun. You know, it's used against that, and it's used against like, you know, the heroes and the Gundams. You don't really see him like fighting normal troops with this thing.
Sure. You
get a cool bit where he does overcharge it, and it's like, oh, he fires it, it literally like makes the gun like, you know, pop because he's like overcharged it. It's really cool. And not actually, because then all it does is plink off the Hashmal, and then the Hashmal starts heading towards a civilian settlement. Because he's an idiot. The running theme of IBO Season 2, Eok, the biggest idiot. But he's such a useful idiot that no one can get rid of him. Because you know that if Rustal could have gotten rid of him, he would have.
Yeah.
But the problem is, because he's the head of one of the families, and because Rustal's whole thing is, hey, I need to have support in order to get rid of the families, so if I have, you know, the head of a family helping me, that is really useful.
Good job. So, Gundam Wiki does start his page with a quote from him. You know, strike every enemy with all your might. That's the Kuchon family's piece of. And then as soon as you get to personality and character, the quote is, I took precautions so this wouldn't happen. Yeah, Kuchon, how foolish can you be? From McGillis.
Yeah.
So,
well, just... Again, I just think about Eok all the time because, man, what an idiot. Just ruins everything constantly. It's so funny. But again, Rustal is not happy about it. Like, when, you know, spoilers for the whole show here, but, you know, it's fine.
Okay, spoilers for the whole show, then bam.
Just saying it. You know, Eok, when he, like, kills the turbines, right? Like, or is attacking them. He's like, Rustal said I should harden my heart. Time to deploy the war crime guns. Like, he's one of those people where you have to be very careful with what you say to him, because he will go too far, always. Because, like, Rustal was just saying, yeah, you have to harden your heart a bit to be in, like, this position. And so his immediate thought was, okay, I will deploy the war crime guns. And then Rustal's like, you know, afterwards he's like, Eok, don't ever do that again, please. And, like, Rustal is not, like, you know, he's unscrupulous. In a lot of ways. Again, like, you know, you have the false flag that is planned by him, with McGillis' fleet and whatnot. So it's not like he's, like, you know, like, a super, like, nice guy. But it is funny when he's just like, you know, please, you've gotta... you can't be doing this. It's so funny. Anyway, I like IBOs a lot still. I like... You know, there are elements that I don't like, but overall it's a show that I really like thinking about and turning around in my head and thinking about a lot.
I've come around a lot on the ending over time.
Yeah.
But.
Anyway, yeah, so that's Eok's Reginlaze. I guess we would then talk about the other one we didn't talk about, which would be the Reginlaze Julia. Which is a machine that I really like.
It's frustrating how hard it is to get not good art of it. I'm not saying this art isn't good, but it's all at a fucking 3/4 perspective.
Yeah, so give me 1 second. I actually have I'm gonna check my one IBO book scan and see how
I'm gonna pop these up just tentatively. If you have something better, I will happily replace it.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, though. I think that is mostly what it is this art. But I'm gonna check. Here, IBO Mechanical Works. Yeah, this is one of those ones where it's just like, Well, I'm gonna open that page because I can show some of the earlier designs there. It's so funny because even the early designs are drawn in that 3/4 perspective, and I'm like, why? Ebikawa, why? And I know why. I kind of get why, but I wish we had more angles. Let me see, though. Here we are. Alright, I have the page. Yeah, no. This is basically it. I have some more art of it for later parts that is good, but, like, a lot of this art that's additional is, like, action poses and whatnot, you know? Alright, so to describe this design, let me just throw a little sketch of the head in here, too, because why not? The head is a modified Reginlaze head. The upper part of it now has these really huge, almost like stag beetle antenna, like, horns added to it.
Oh, you know what? Actually, just real quick.
Yeah,
sorry. We should post at least just to show, because there's a thread here. We should show Julietta's tonfa real quick.
Oh yeah, sure. You've got... Okay, yeah.
So there's that, and then I can get a picture of them actually being used.
Yeah, so...
Like held, so you have sort of context.
Yeah, Julietta's main, like, little custom weapon she uses are these two tonfa that, They're interesting. They've got a, like, little wire anchor, I guess you would call it, at one end.
They've got fucking slash Harkins.
Yeah, it's got, like, slash Harkins, basically. And it can launch those, or she can reverse the grip and then, you know, punch with them. Or, it's interesting, because she can, like, stab with them, but they also have the guard on the front, and the guard's got, you know, these little knuckly bits, so it's a versatile weapon. It is a versatile beating stick. Which, again, a thing that can be leveled at most weapons in IBO is that they are versatile beating sticks, you know?
Indeed.
Anyway, alright, so yeah, the Reginlaze Julia is what Julietta... This is why I always screw up her name and call her Julia, by the way, is because it is the Reginlaze Julietta... Reginlaze Julia, piloted by Julietta. Anyway, yeah, so it is, you know, I believe the reason she gets this is that, the one lady who is, who like, develops, she like, did the work on the Vidar, basically, you know, is always hanging out with them because, you know, Vidar is also hanging out with them. And then she was, like, doing testing on a machine, and then Julietta was like, I can pilot that. And it's like, okay, alright, I'll let you do that. And so, presumably...
Well, and it's also, like, she's one of the few people who fights Tekadon and...
Survives.
Comes across well.
And survives, does
like,
not die.
She does still, like, lose her engagements with them, but she's outnumbered, and, you know, she gets, you know, like, 3v1. And... She
gets 3v1 and survives, and also, unlike Eok, doesn't accidentally get a bunch of people killed.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with Julietta is she's kind of just a mirror of Mika in a lot of ways, in a funny way, though. Because, you know, her relationship with Rustle is similar to Mika and Orga, basically. Hey, this is a person I believe in, and I will just follow whatever they say, no matter what. I think a lot about how she's also, much like Mika, a fucking weirdo. Like, when you first meet her on Earth, and she sees a butterfly and eats it. Do you remember that?
Hell yeah. Nope, not at all.
No, that's in her first meeting, she, like, sees a butterfly and eats it, because she just doesn't know what it is. Because she's a space child, I believe. Much like Mika and them.
Sure.
Anyway, just like when they were all freaked out about fish, which is another favorite part of IBO to me, is when they see a fish for the first time and they're like, ew, what is that? Because they're from Mars. They don't have fish on Mars. Anyway. So yeah, this is like a high mobility special machine for her. As said, though, you have the added horns on the head. You get some added, like, little sensor bits, like, kind of located on the sides of the horn. You can even actually see a little bit of yellow there even. So I believe that's like all additional sensor that is like carved into the head there, since it doesn't do the opening gimmick, I don't think, anymore. The torso is a bit similar to the Reginlazes, but the middle armor, like the collar armor, I have to find a better angle on this. Basically, the side armor and under armor are the same. It is that middle part there where the cockpit hatches is now like extra armored and is more thrust forward. But like it still has these little under bits and stuff on the middle. It's a modified Reginlaze torso. And then you still have the grace frame underneath. You have the spine, you've got the little pistons. For the shoulders, the Reginlaze's shoulder armor has been replaced with these large rotating thrusters that also, if I remember right, have little machine guns in them. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure these do. Yeah, there are Vulcans in these. That's what these little barrels are. So it's got little Vulcans for firing in the shoulders, and then also thrusters at the end. So just kind of a multi-versatile little, binder on the shoulder. For the arms, the bicep is the same as the Reginlaze. The forearms are quite different. So now the arms have these large chain blades attached to the side. And then also have very rudimentary hands, just because it doesn't really need them anymore, so they're kind of just vestigial, given that the weapons are just built into the arms. Just to show some art of the weapon, I know that we're not quite covering it yet, but just because if someone's wondering why I called them chain blades, well, they're chain blades.
They're fucking cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. The waist armor, this actually has proper front skirt armor. The outside of the skirt armor also adds these little thrusters onto them. It also has really large side skirts that kind of emulate the design of the shoulders. Again, similar to the Reginlaze, though these are bigger than the shoulder ones. I believe they also have Vulcans in the front of them. They don't get mentioned on the wiki, but I mean, it's the same design. It has the same openings. So, anyway. Then, the rear skirt, you get, kind of a bug abdomen there. Just move that over. Sorry. Yeah, a bit of a bug abdomen, for the rear skirt there, and then on the underside it has some thrusters. And then also to the sides of the little, abdomen there, you also have more thrusters, one on each side. So, lots of added thrust on this guy. The thighs are mostly similar to the Reginlaze for the upper thigh. The lower legs are where things get weird again, as it goes towards the feet. Basically, the feet end in these, weird thrusters, and then, instead of having, the small little foot cuff, you have a really large foot cuff around both the front and the back, and the back one, the little cuff on the back of the leg there is able to move up and down and has a thruster on it as well. The feet, then, are, just elongated leg sections, like an elongated toe that then has a blade at the end. So yeah, it is basically going with when you're in space, the legs are kind of more of a, you can weaponize them a bit more. It doesn't need to be able to stand. The other thing that these legs have, and this comes up with the ground form, which you can see there, is it still does have functional feet in them, because what it can do is make the armor move from the behind the leg towards the back, and then it has these little secret legs in there.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then that's what it uses also to stand. It can attack with them and use them as claws, or in the Earth mode it uses them to stand. But it doesn't get rid of the rear legs. They just the armor flips backwards in a really strange way. You can see the foot lifting out of the leg there, basically. It's very strange. And then you can see it standing there in the upper right, if you're looking at the picture. So yeah, this is a really weird machine that is basically just, hey, Julietta wants a high mobility machine where her entire body is a weapon. Which, without doing the invasive surgery, but this is explicitly based on the Grey's-Ein, so it is trying to do... This is trying to, go for the AV system stuff without being, the body-intrusive ones. Oh! So, funnily, even though my art book doesn't have it, the wiki does have one image of this from the front. Here we are.
Oh.
Funnily, the art book, the mechanical document that I'm looking through, does not have this art. Which is very funny to me. Anyway, this machine is... Oh, yeah, and I guess I should mention it, the backpack. It does have a backpack. The backpack's also kind of like the bug abdomen thing, where it's a rounded plate around the back, and then it has a thruster on the bottom.
I do really appreciate, I think, as far as, being a, foil to the Barbatos Lupus, I think it's really... or Lupus Rex, I suppose I should say. I do think it's really successful, because I think, the Lupus Rex, this is an extremely, high mobility space type machine that does have a ground version, but is clearly built for, space fighting.
Yeah.
The Lupus Rex is all in on, grounded combat. The Lupus Rex, is going more bestial. This is becoming more mechanical, stuff like that.
Mm. It's a really cool machine. I really like it.
Yeah.
It does have some unique equipment for the ground form, so let me move that out of the way. Let's take a picture of this. So for the ground form here, actually, I guess since that art is also on here, just get rid of that. Besides having the legs tucked back, which, can still act as additional thrusters, we see this on the ground, it actually moves by doing, hovery movement, which makes sense. These little feet have a thruster in the bottom middle of them, and then, of course, it has the additional thrusters in the main leg unit there, so it is high mobility. The ground form adds rather than using the whip swords, because I guess, to be fair, they probably work better in space than they do on Earth, under gravity. The whip swords, though, are replaced with a shield and a handheld sword.
Mm-hmm.
The handheld sword is interesting because it's kind of, clearly based on the whip sword. Just to actually pull that up again.
The way the tip of this sword is, it makes it look like... I assume it's just, rare metal, but it looks like it would be able to, detach.
Yeah, and it looks very similar to, the way that the tip on the,
Yeah, it's true.
I forgot to mention, these also, besides being able to, be a whip sword or just a sword, they can also spin, at the base, because she does use them as a drill at one point, which is pretty cool. Anyway. So yeah, normal sword, and then a shield that is, basically just a large... It is a large shield with a machine gun embedded in it. You can kind of see the machine gun there on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And, is able... So the shield has guns in it, is able to fire, and then, it also has these two little... these little bits at the end can be used as a blade as well. They're sharpened. So stabby weapon / slashy weapon. Anyway, yeah, it's a really cool machine. And she does, after, severe, damage is done to the Barbatos, does beat the Barbatos in it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing, oh man, I forgot about, now, when she first deploys in this, I forgot how messed up she gets. 'Cause this is when...
She gets thrashed.
Well, she and Mika are mostly fighting decently evenly, and then eventually, he gets one over on her. And then instead of giving up, she actually still keeps fighting, though. And she, I forgot, she gets fucking thrashed. This is shortly before, she does actually result in the death of one of the Gundam boys for no gain on Tekkadan's part, though. Because... As one may remember, when, why am I spacing on that Gundam's name? The one with the cannon. Flaros. As the Flaros is taking aim with the railgun, she literally rips her arm off because she doesn't have, a way of stopping it, and throws the arm at him so that the shot misses, the ship and their fleet. And... then he dies for nothing. Because IBO. I mean, it's the point of it, but yeah. It's just funny, though, because, she's just like, okay, and that's when, like, the Barbatos beats her up more, but notably Mika does not kill her there. Just fucks her up. Then they have to put her in the fucking Bacta tank. For a while.
It's hard. Yeah.
That's all I can think of when you see someone immersed in gel like that. Anyway.
There's, I mean, she's not fully immersed. She's only partially immersed. Her head's out of it.
She looks so like, I don't like being in here, though. Sorry. Like, look at her expression. Just so, like...
See...
When's my next battle?
See, I get like a similar but slightly different, which is actually being immersed in gel is fine. I don't care anymore.
You know what? It can go both ways, yeah. I can see this.
A fun thing about Julietta and possible connection with the design here, the voice actor for this is Mao, who 4 years previously to IBO was Gokai Yellow in Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger, who was a Super Sentai Ranger who used 2 sabers sometimes on whips. So perhaps that's why she has whip swords.
Okay, that's fun. I like that. Oh, that's the pirate ones. Those I like those. Those are the ridiculous suits.
They're fucking cool.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah. So I actually have some early concepts for this machine, just so we can have a bit more time on this episode. Well, first of all, funnily, it's very fun seeing, this actually ties into Eok's machine, just because it's on the prior page. Seeing the custom Grays colors here, also with him with the Tonfas instead, which is kind of fun.
Oh, interesting.
But I like that there's 3 different custom colors, and it is just yellow, red, and blue. And then they went with the yellow, for the final. Oh, interesting. I like the, art showing the Tonfas in use in battle here, where it fucking is punching the shit out of the head on this machine and punches the head off by the end. That's pretty good. I like that.
It looks cool. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but knocking a head off a mobile suit is actually pretty easy.
Okay, fair, but it is cool.
It is cool.
Another unused function is there seems to be some kind of wrist launcher up here. Looks like it's just like a wrist revolver that can pop into that hardpoint on the back, which I guess makes sense because I don't think we ever actually see it use that hardpoint for anything in the show. On any of the Grazes.
Yeah.
Or Reginlazes, but it does have a hardpoint that I noted on the back of the arm, so, and then, so besides that, the other interesting one is, here's an earlier one that I believe is meant... I actually don't know what's going on with this one. This is a weird one, because this is kind of like a Reginlaze, but it's got the Schwalbgrazes, like, little claws on the arms, like just dual wielding those shields. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so that's it for the Reginlaze early stuff. Oh wait, nope, because I probably didn't show this on the original episode. The eyes. So ultimately they went with A, which is having the 3, but like all of the early IBO stuff, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna draw a whole bunch of these and I'll have the team pick which one they like. So, there's the 3 cameras, which they ultimately went with.
With the black, like the black
the
metal, which is...
Yeah. Because there is also a 3 camera that is all, like, with gray. I like this weird one where it's, like, 5 vertical cameras, and I wonder, just because it looks like they were on tracks, I wonder if they would be able to move up and down.
That one kind of feels Armored Core-y to me.
Yeah, I could see it. This is like a bigger version.
Though Armored Core, there would be way more of these. Armored Core, these hexagons would surround the entire...
Yeah. C is just kind of a similar one to B, just with 3 instead of 5. Then you've got D, which has 3 vertical slits. This one's actually pretty cool looking, too.
I feel like it's one of the weaker ones.
Really?
But...
Okay.
Yeah. It is very Gundam X, though.
I like E here, because this is just what they end up going with on the Shiden, funnily enough. For its cameras. Again, F is similar to A, just with more armor around the cameras. G is a fun one. The problem is I like a lot of these in general. The 4 is fun, though. H is also a neat one, just because it's just a bunch of rows. It's, rows of cameras. And then this last one's fun because it's a skull.
And then I is the coward. It's the coward's option.
I is the skull.
It is a skull, but it also just has 2 eyes, which is just like, drawing this in case the director was feeling like a coward today.
This is fair, but also the fact that it's a mobile suit face that opens into a skull is cool to me.
It is cool. That's cool. You're right.
All right. Then for the Julia now. So some earlier Julia concepts, including some early colors. We've got the earliest concept on the far left, and then it, refines as it goes on. So earliest one has just a bug abdomen entirely for the rear skirt there, which is fun. Still has like the digitigrade thing going on with the legs, but they're like, they still kind of end in like somewhat feet. Doesn't do the thing where the final one has like the really elongated legs yet.
I'm realizing the legs and stuff of the Julia kind of give me orbital frame vibes.
I mean, that was the thing when this had come out, is a lot of people were like, oh, this feels very, like Zone of the Enders, so I get it. Doesn't have anything additional on the head, though. It looks like the mask is far more elongated, though I can't tell if that's just because it's sketchier. Different shoulder shields, though. It is funny because you can see the original Reginlaze like underneath, like he's like it is like art where he is drawing on top of, where he's trying to figure out, okay, what should I do here, which is kind of fun to see. And then this one again keeps the torso, but adds more to the head. This is where you start getting like the 2 sword arms. This one has 2 horns, but they're like on the back of the head. And extend forward. You start getting the
Well, it has both.
Oh, yeah!
So there are these ones that go back, and then these ones are like on the backpack or shoulders.
Oh, yeah, you can see them there. That's so weird. Okay. And then you start basically hitting pretty close to the final here for these 2. Just different colors on both of them. And then, a couple of other early concepts, for it. More towards, like, the final here. But we've got, slightly different design for these, the whip blades. Just different sectioning. He does point out the Vulcans inside of the shields there. Different horn configurations. It looks like the idea maybe would be that it could... Well, it looks like A and B could actually, like, be the same horns, just flipped. But then the C changes that quite a bit because it changes the eye structure, so these are different. But it would be cool if it was like, it could swap the horns. Why would it do that? I don't know. It's cool. But you can see the way the legs fold down there. You've got the legs set up overall going on there. Just some fun early stuff. Always like getting some early concepts at work. Trying to see if there's anything that it actually says interesting about, like, the development process, like if this was always meant for Julietta or what. Yeah, okay, they wanted to give Julietta something new. They were thinking that they would use a Valkyria frame, but they were like, well, we don't have any Reginlaze variants, and that's, like, a little weird, so we should make it a Reginlaze variant. The reason that they were going with, like, the different 2 tones also is just because they were like, well, if we only do one color, that's a bit too samey to the other ones. Funnily, they ended up just kind of doing her color scheme, but one of the reasons they had, like, adding the yellow and stuff is they were like, well, do we want it to be too similar? Just interesting seeing, like, the little notes on it, but, yeah. And I guess... like, looking at them, like, yeah, no, that's it for early notes on these 2 suits, so... Oh, you know what? Actually, I will show you one more. One really early Reginlaze art. Looks a little bulkier in this art. How you feeling about this version of it? It's funny, because looking at it, the torso and whatnot are the same, it's just the arms and the legs look a bit bulkier, and I think the feet design especially give that feeling. Especially because it's got these, like, pads.
I like this design. It isn't it's a bad, like, casting, right? We wouldn't do what the Reginlaze Julia does, right? It doesn't fill that role.
Yeah.
But as a machine, it's cool.
Well, this is just the regular Reginlaze. I missed this one earlier, so this is just alternative to the regular one. But I kind of like this one early concept that has, like, the little tubies going back in the face, which is fun. Also some fun weapons here with the big butcher knife and the this, like, weird, it's like the super napalm from the Gundam, like a big revolver, but you know, just as a weapon.
I find it very funny. I don't know if he just didn't want to draw the hand holding it or whatever, but he just drew, like, a bunch of, like, scribbles over where the hand would grab the weapon.
Look, it's fine. No, this is normal.
That's totally fine. It's just funny.
No, it is funny.
It's just like, nope, don't want to draw this.
I'm gonna look real quick, just because the thing with all the IBO weapons that don't get used is a lot of them do pop up on the, a lot of them do pop up with the weapon parts. Funnily, the little butcher axe here kind of does pop up in an earlier one. It pops up in one of the Season 1 sets. It's not exact, but I mean, it's pretty similar in idea. It's a big cleaver.
Yeah, you're right.
Just looking through these, though, because, you know, like I said, they tend to use unused designs with these ones. Like, the one set that has the, this is where you can get the cool rifle for the Greys that has the big bayonet there. This one also includes the baseball bat for the Shiden that doesn't get used in the show. I like the big blade for the, Reginlaze. Hold on. Just to show a pose with that. It's just a cool looking, like, it's just a huge bayonet. But it's cool. Let me see if there's any others. Just checking. Because I'm curious. No, it looks like no. Because a lot of these are like, that's the Gerael Schwarfrichter and whatnot. But none of the other things here are for, like, yeah, no. Okay. Well, it can be a short one. We have short ones sometimes. I mean, it's an hour. That's normal.
Yeah.
All right.
Totally normal.
Well, Six, where can people find you and your work online?
You can find me on Blue Sky, 6.scanlinemedia.com. You can also find my work at scanlinemedia.com or patreon.com/scanlinemedia. And you can talk to us and make requests and send questions for the show, or just chat with us generally, all on the Scanline Media Discord, link in the show notes.
You can learn.
Dylan, what about you?
You can find me at Low Poly Robot on Blue Sky. And yeah, same places though. I was just gonna say, you can find me showing people the amazing punching power of Hachette Weekly's 1/8 Scope Dog, that is, you know, still actively coming out right now, and how it has the arm punch gimmick, that, as Schizophonic 9, the, one who is slowly building this that I've been reading, mentions, can punch with considerable force.
That's kind of scary.
I love it. I mean, you can see it in the picture. He's doing these high-speed pictures of it in the middle of punching. I want to see how hard it hits. I'm so curious. It's a really big scope dog, because as said, it's a 1/8 scale. Just to show something fun for that real quick. 1/8 scope dog. It has a unique, stand that's gonna be, like, the last parts of it. Just trying to see, it's so hard to find this stuff in English, because, you know, the way you get these parts, there is a weekly magazine called Hachette Weekly, and if you subscribe to the magazine, every week they will send you, there's going to be 100 total volumes, and they send you, across these 100 volumes, all the parts to make the 1/8 scope dog. It does need some painting and customization, like, obviously, because it's a really fancy, expensive thing. A lot of the shading here is done by Schizophonic. But, yeah, here's the whole thing. They got Okawara to make a unique stand for it that'll be, like, the last parts of it, and it's like a weird little carrier. But, yeah.
It's cool.
Hachette Weekly has also done the same thing with Mazinger and whatnot, where they've done this absolutely gigantic Mazinger, which is really cool. For reference on its size, you can see toy reviewer Wotafa putting the Pilder, that's what it's called, the Pilder in there. No high five. Okay, hold on. Yeah, there we go. It's quite large, though, this Mazinger, when you realize that there's a whole guy underneath, and that it has a whole hanger around it. But yeah. Anyway, alright.
Alright.
Say the line, Bart.
I didn't have anything ready. Do you have something?
Strike every enemy with all your might. That's the Kujin's family precept.
Shut up! Bad job!
I thought it would be funny to read the one we already read. Peace!